Hey gang, it's Dr. Rhona and I'm back again as promised weekly with lots of videos and content to keep you guys entertained and informed. I'm going to do the really boring thing and ask you to subscribe and like to my channel so that you can continue to get lots of information and I can continue to provide you guys with that, so it means a lot to have your support. Now, today's topic is about charcoal toothpaste. A lot of you have probably seen this around, a lot of people are talking about charcoal, and it's definitely become a bit of a fad. Some claims that the companies out there have been making is that charcoal toothpaste can whiten your teeth, it can prevent gum disease and decay. So as a dentist, I've actually got some products that I'm going to try out, and I'm going to give you guys some information and my reviews on whether it works or doesn't work. So we've got a famous charcoal toothpaste here. I'm going to try and not talk about the brand names because I think it's just important to get the concept about charcoal toothpaste first. When we look at the label, it says whitening activated charcoal. Now that's really important because charcoal in the form that you might be thinking, like your barbecue or burnt wood, is not going to work. So don't try that at home, kids. What we're really talking about is activated charcoal, which goes through a process which allows the charcoal to carry out a process called absorption, which basically binds to toxins. Now, charcoal does actually work in a medical sense. So for example, if you've gone through some poisoning or you need the charcoal to bind to stuff in your body, it can work. But from a tooth perspective, I'm not so sure. Now, charcoal used in toothpaste does actually go back to a really long time. I think it was in the Roman ages. I might be wrong on that, but it's been around for a very long time. And the idea is that it's meant to, as I said, whiten the teeth. But if we look at this product here, we can see that it says fluoride free. Now that's your first red flag because actually fluoride is the key ingredient to prevent tooth decay. And you want to have the optimal amount of fluoride in your toothpaste that you use twice a day, every day, to prevent tooth decay and gum disease. So first of all, I wouldn't go for something that says fluoride free as in this label. You do want fluoride, and most dentists will only recommend toothpaste that do contain fluoride. Guys, I'm not going to do a video on fluoride now, I will do it later, but fluoride in huge amounts, yes, can be bad for you, but a little bit of fluoride twice a day, every day isn't bad for you. So don't be scared of fluoride, it's all in the dose, and there's loads of studies to show the key benefits of fluoride. So we've got this activated charcoal, fluoride free, but let's try it and see what happens. Okay, so there I am, squidging on an amount onto my toothpaste, and then let's try and brush with this. Okay guys, so I tried this brushing for 2 minutes. Initial reaction is it's got a nice minty flavor and taste, and obviously that is what freshens our breath, makes us feel good. It's not a sign of being more clean necessarily. There is also minimal foam on there, which is great because when I look at the ingredients, it doesn't contain SLS, and SLS is basically something called sodium lauryl sulfate. It causes the foaming in toothpaste, and it's also an irritant. Really importantly, it's also made from palm oil, and palm oil comes from our amazing rainforests, and as we know, it's endangering loads of species, namely our orangutans. So I always recommend things that are SLS free because you want it to be non-irritant and also not to damage the beautiful planet that we live on. It doesn't feel too bad at all in terms of taste and texture, but as I said, it's not going to do anything for whitening your teeth. In fact, I just had a look at my teeth after I brushed them and there's no signs of being whiter. It's pretty much impossible to whiten your teeth. I actually have something called composite bonding, which doesn't whiten anyways, but my bottom teeth aren't bonded and it's made no difference. So that's number one regarding the charcoal toothpaste. Why don't we have a look at the charcoal powder? So this is charcoal whitening tooth powder. So the idea is that you open up the powder, you dip your toothbrush, you use some water, and then you brush your teeth. So it's really grainy, it's quite dark. I'm looking at the ingredients on there and it says it does not contain fluoride. So again, loads of these products don't contain fluoride, which I mentioned was the key ingredient to prevent tooth decay, but let's just see how we go. So I'm dipping in, and my 2 minutes are gonna start now. Guys, this is 2 minutes of brushing, right? Lots of problems with this. So, loads of black. Obviously, I don't want to walk around with this black in my teeth. The thing is, if you over scrub and you're overzealous with your toothbrush, you can cause damage. So for example, for somebody like me that has bonding or somebody that has crowns and veneers, they may end up over scrubbing their teeth to try and get rid of the black, which is what I'm gonna have to do now. Over scrubbing can cause gum recession because you're being so kind of harsh on the gums and the teeth. And also you may not be able to get these charcoal grains from the crevices of the bonding, crowns and veneers. So it could cause some long-term problems to the colors of those restorations. So I'm gonna scrub again for a few more minutes. So that legit took me about 4 minutes to remove. That's not ideal. You don't want to be scrubbing your teeth for that long. Now, why is it though that people do claim that charcoal toothpaste does make their teeth whiter? Well, I do have to be honest, it does contain abrasive particles. Abrasive particles are almost like having sand in your toothpaste. What it does is that it helps remove stains. Because if you think about it, something that's quite harsh and hard, if you've got smoker stains or tea and coffee stains, it can help lift off those stains. But as a result, as it's scrubbing the stains off, it can also scrub your enamel off. Teeth are made up of layers. You've got the enamel, you've got the dentine, and then you've got the nerve. The dentine is the soft part of the tooth. The enamel is the white hard part. So if you're over scrubbing the enamel and then exposing the dentine, your teeth long term are actually going to look yellower. So it's not ideal, even if it does help remove stains. Plus, there's no long-term studies to show that charcoal is more effective at brushing your teeth. And as I said, most of them don't contain fluoride, and fluoride is the key ingredient to prevent the tooth decay. So I've tried the powder and I've tried the paste, and as I said, it's pretty pleasant. It's not so bad. The powder was really difficult to get off, which led to over-brushing. In short, we don't really want to use charcoal to brush our teeth, and we definitely don't want it to get into our crowns, veneers, bridges, bonding, all that kind of thing, because it's going to be really difficult to get off. Plus, no long-term studies have been done. So overall, as a dentist, I wouldn't really recommend it. If you find one that is low abrasivity or has what we call a low RDA value, it might be okay, but it has to contain fluoride. And if you end up over scrubbing, it's not going to be good for you. Plus, it could end up staining things for too long. As always, I love to give a summary so that you have key points to take away home with you today. And my summary has 5 points which I hope will help you. Point number 1 is that charcoal toothpaste often doesn't contain fluoride. Fluoride is the key ingredient to prevent tooth decay. So if you don't have fluoride, you're at risk of getting tooth decay, and most dentists won't recommend this. Point number 2 is that the charcoal toothpaste often contains abrasive particles in its attempts to remove staining. Problem with that is that you end up scrubbing away stains, but also scrubbing your enamel away. If you scrub the enamel away, you expose the underlying dentine. The dentine is the yellow part of the tooth, and it can end up making your teeth look more yellow long term. Number 3 is also that charcoal toothpaste is really difficult to remove. You could end up brushing for longer than 2 minutes in an attempt to get rid of the black stains. If you do that, the over scrubbing can cause gum recession, it can strip away the enamel, that can lead to more sensitivity and more yellow teeth. Point number 4, there's not enough long-term studies. We haven't really researched and found out what could happen if we used charcoal toothpaste long term. And we want to be on the side of science to find out if it really works. Point number 5, we don't know how damaging the effects could be, especially at the margins of crowns, veneers, and bridges. They will absorb the charcoal color. They can end up making your restorations, i.e. the crowns, bridges, and veneers, look worse. And also, if you can't get rid of those black stains at the margins, it's going to be really difficult. Another really important point to note is that teeth whiten and crowns, veneers, and bridges don't. So even if the charcoal toothpaste helps lift stains from your natural teeth, it won't do anything for the crowns and veneers, and you'd end up having to replace them anyways at a dentist if you go for the professional tooth whitening. So I hope that summary has helped you guys, and as always, come back to my channel every week so you continue to get loads of different snippets. Feel free also to drop a comment in the comments box so that you give me more of an idea about what you guys want to hear about. Have a great day.